The stage has been set for a shake-up of Auckland Transport, with its priority to be focusing on delivering public transport. Meanwhile, a new council-based committee will take charge on major decisions like policy and planning for roads. Wayne Brown is the Mayor of Auckland, hoping to be second term, and he's with me in the studio. Good morning.
Morning.
Good to see you.
Thanks.
You well?
You sure?
I'm always happy to see you, Wayne. Why would I not be? Why haven't you been going to these debates? Everyone's been saying you're MIA.
Well, I'm actually still running the city, and it's quite busy. And I went to one on Sunday just to have a whole lot of people tell me that I've done nothing and achieved nothing. And to be honest, it was bloody dreadful.
A candidate evening with the public was dreadful.
It was with a Chinese group. I liked being with the Chinese group. That was fine. But you sit there and people who've never run a dairy tell you everything you've done wrong, you know, and I think, what did we learn from that?
Right. What people are you talking about?
Well, Auckland Council is the second biggest thing in the country to Fonterra. It's a complicated, huge business, and simplistic statements, we're going to get rid of debt, or we're going to build a train here, a railway there, are ridiculous. You can't do those things.
Isn't that exactly what you did to get elected the first time round?
No, not at all. Oh, well, at that stage I went to them with 5 policies that you can achieve, and I have achieved action on all of them.
Well, you said you'd get debt down. When you came in it was 11 billion. What's it now?
As a percentage, it's down to 17%.
But
if you had a house for $1 million and you only
now?
owed 170...
Give us the number. What is it? It was 11 billion when you came in. What is it now?
Your debt as a percentage of your assets has
it.
gone down. And we've just finished a $6 billion underground railway, which was obviously funded. So debt as a percentage of assets has dropped. Okay, so if you had $1 million house and you only owned $170,000 in mortgage, you'd be quite happy.
Get it? So what? Yeah, but that's not what you said when you came in.
No. I said I'd get it under control. And
do you think it's now under control?
Definitely under control.
So as a percentage, what was it and what is it now?
It's 17% at the moment.
And what was it?
It was over that before. But
by how much?
Well, the thing was that also they were borrowing for operating. We run $1 billion surplus in operation now, which forms the basis of the capital program. There's very little poor understanding of the difference between operations and capital.
Yes, but you've also sold 2 billion airport shares.
But we haven't. We had borrowed to owe 2 billion.
So you sold shares.
Yeah, but we've still got that money though. That's now into a future fund. Do you not understand that? If you take it out of one and put it in another, you still got it. But now it's earning money where it wasn't.
So you're ticking your own box on debt. You think you've I'm
ticking my own box on operations.
Yeah.
On financial management. I walked into a $360 million operating loss that wasn't declared by the people there before until I got there, and we managed to still produce the lowest metropolitan rate rises in the country. That's a tick.
When it comes to transport, I know you're putting a bomb under Auckland Transport, and everyone will be happy about that. But when it comes to all the stuff people really care about, the cycleways, the raised pedestrian crossings, the speed limits, and all of that stuff is going to go to local boards, right?
No.
No?
Local boards will make decisions within their actual areas, so it's not all of it goes that, but the decisions about how we do things will stay with it. For instance, you don't have to have such expensive cycleways. You don't have to have concrete curbs, half a metre of expensive steel, another concrete curb just to keep a cycleway from here to there. You can have a rumble strip, which is very cheap. So we almost want to get the cost of everything down.
Totally. But who decides that? So it's not the local...
standards will be decided by the council. Where they go will be an input from the local board.
This is good information, because you worry that sometimes you get local boards that are filled with a whole bunch of cycle people, right?
Well, if they want to have them in one particular area, and other things like park, where is a yellow strip to stop you parking? Because they seem to be in some quite sensible areas where you could park actually, but those sort of localised decisions will be made by the local board. At the moment, they're made by people who we don't know in a building somewhere, and so letting those things happen out to a local board is fine. So when they're not happy about a parking site in Ponsonby Road, I don't have to have an email telling me about that. I don't want to reach down and decide where everything's parked.
Roaming dogs, do you need government law changes to help you tackle that problem?
Well, roaming dogs is definitely an issue. We've put aside another $5.9 million into dog management, and we can certainly do with a bit of help. I think the laws aren't strong enough, but the government set laws for behaviour in a lot of areas there, and that's their job, and so we put enough money to limit the damage in our area and then talk to the government about what they should be doing in those areas.
But what does tougher laws mean? Tougher in what way?
Well, you have to keep them for a lot longer than you need to before you can act on them.
So you'd rather keep them for a shorter time and put them down?
Well, people that work in that's a tough area to work in, I've got to say. I mean, I'd rather be a librarian than a dog handling person. They face all sorts of problems.
Totally.
Angry dogs and angry people.
You'd want to, because it's costing so much to keep the dogs,
Well,
you'd rather have them for a shorter time, put them down quickly.
Possibly. And it's part of the whole thing we've got with the government and now talking to Auckland Council as the biggest organisation on a basis of let's talk to each other before we do stuff.
And the rates cap, do you have in a
rates
sentence?
cap's nonsense. Next year we're going to put our rates in, I think it's 7%. That is solely to fund the new operating underground railway. Everything else is kept at zero. It's just so that if we had a rates cap, we'd have spent $6 billion on an underground rail and have no trains and no drivers. That makes no sense at all.